evening, the morning, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're at in the world. It's going to be Iceland taking on Latvia, as Havakul showed what they could do yesterday, but I talked so much about the confidence of this DPS line with Orion and Krizzy. And while they have found some results, unfortunately, they have come up just short on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, I had a friend DM me last night and was talking about the Turkey Iceland brawl on Lijiang Tower, where Krizzy just finds 2 picks out of nothing, and how the fight went on for like 2 extra minutes, even though I called it already as a Turkey win. And yeah, we were talking about how crazy that was. So Iceland definitely has that potential to push up. Unfortunately, they've gone against really strong opponents so far. So we'll have to find out if they're going to be able to take a win here, or if it's going to be them going into that 0-3 situation.
Find out very quickly right now. Shinzu in on the Domino that we saw a little bit before. That produced a couple of good results, in all fairness. Give him credit, as Krizzy down early. Stellar finding some good results early on in this one. But for the time being, you are going to see Iceland take over the point first and foremost. Havakul with a couple of good final blows here, as Shinzu not going to get out of this one alive. At least realistically shouldn't, but actually is still hanging around.
Yeah, really good stabilization and sustainability coming through from the Kiriko of Rebka, I want to say. That's how you pronounce it from the side of Latvia. We'll have to find out, of course, but Orion getting taken down is going to actually allow Latvia to kind of go in for a little bit of a re-engage, as Iceland going to be in a 4v5 situation. The pressure is going to come onto the objective from this Domina here, trying to get something done, and this flip could definitely come through, and that's going to be a really nice and easy flip, despite Iceland kind of having an advantage right now.
Yeah, not a ton to really go down there, as Havakul eventually has to go down, bring it on. He's taken down by their own nade in exchange. And honestly, I mean, it is what it is. They're going to clean up everybody else. They're going to get back in time. It's not going to particularly matter. But now, Pulse Bomb is going to be the first set of ultimates online for this exchange.
Yeah, really good stuff there. And we are going to see swap over to that Kiriko from the side of Iceland. A lot of ults coming online there, also from the side of Iceland. They're going to have both of their DPS ults, and on top of that, they're going to have a bomb. But Latvia have a Pulse Bomb and a Panopticon that could be absolutely massive here. It could be eaten. We'll have to find out, of course. But I'm excited to watch this next fight unfold.
As am I. Like I said, Pulse Bomb's here to go, but everything else is quickly generating in this one. Fudark did go over towards that Kiriko, so now not going to have a potential ultimate online with that Brigitte. So we'll see how it goes down. Already taking awkward trades as Bring It On gets rid of 2 already. And poor Havakul is in such a rough scenario right now, where Iceland might have to force their way out right now. Thunder and Blade trying to cut down literally anybody tries to find the prediction. Unfortunately, such will not be found, as the Captive Sun doesn't get any results either. But the important part right now is that Latvia, they're not just hanging around. They're winning the fight.
Yeah, Latvia is doing a really good job just kind of staying alive during these engagements. And we are going to see Orion swap over to that M-Ray to try to get some hit scan pressure going on. But it's a little too late. I mean, as we do not know the bans, unfortunately. Oh my god. Oh, wait, a huge Panopticon. Holy
yeah,
smokes.
Pulse is in there. And Stellar gets 3. Oh my god. And poor Havakul, poor Krizzy. Try to bring in the fight back if you'd like, but it's 90%. There's almost nothing you can do. Let this bomb loose if you're Havakul and drop down and pray that you can get the remake here. But bomb gets nothing. Retouch is going to be activated as She was coming back over on the cat to help out, but there's no ultimates available. Bring It On is going to have the sole ultimate ready. And to be fair, it's the most devastating ultimate you could be running into.
Yeah, this Override Protocol is going to be able to find one onto Krizzy. A really good start to this fight. Orion next to fall, and for the Arc next, and that's going to be it. It's just the D.Va left, but Latvia going to be able to take that first sub point in an incredibly dominant fashion.
Yeah, more than I was expecting, but that's such a brilliant performance right there. Honestly, from everybody. Yeah, like, they're definitely your standouts, but everybody had excellent moments in that one right there. Of course, the brilliant combination. You hit the big Panopticon that got at least 3 people. And there's this immediate pulse afterwards from Stellar that cleans up house. So we'll see what the adjustments from Iceland are going to be moving forward. At the very least, Grinkachu, I think, going to the Wuyang is really appropriate, everything considered. We saw a little bit more yesterday. I think they had more success in that realm as well. If I had to guess, I'm trying to think in my head what the bans could be, but I could not genuinely tell you.
Maybe like a D.Va and a Sojourn ban? Oh, Lucio. Lucio has to be taken off the table, right?
That would make a lot of sense. Lucio, and then I imagine maybe a tank ban of sorts right now.
if I had to do a guesstimate. We aren't told the bans, unfortunately. I wish we did, but we just have queen feeds. But no, we're not going to be shown the bans all too much. As now Iceland's going to be also making a swap over to that ball. We'll have to find out if this ball provides to have an advantage.
Right, we'll find out in quick fashion, won't we? The ball is always very touch and go. Let's be honest. It's just how the ball is. That's how it naturally works over here, as eventually they solidify their way on the point. Orion, though, gets the better of their DPS counterpart. So Latvia, a bit of a rougher scenario right now. Grinkachu is going to be able to help a lot more without having to put themselves in the usual mortal danger, as Iceland going to cap points time around.
Yeah, this ball is doing a really good job just providing pressure onto that backline and also on to bring it on, you know, just not able to kind of set up as much as they want to. Orion dropping a little low, gonna be stared at by this Domina, but not taken out just yet. And so right now, Latvia trying to get a contest going onto the objective, trying to get a flip coming through incredibly fast, but right now, Iceland doesn't want to give it up. It's Luian dropping low from the side of Iceland. And so now it's going to be a little back and forth engagement, trying to get something done. The flip is almost online here. This Tracer's stalling as much as possible, but there's the flip. And no picks have been found just yet. Nice kill onto that Alari, however, is going to make things a little bit more even for the side of Iceland. And it looks like they're going to be taking back the lead here once they go for the recontest.
Yeah, big pile drive right there. It's just harassing the supports. Make it as hard as possible, as pylon eventually gone. Going to be pulled into the corner. Bring it on is down. Consider rush used, unfortunately. This is going to be to absolutely no avail here, as Habical needs to just start, just piling damage. Find them, take them out. The fact that they're still alive is kind of crazy, but they are going to bring this up closer to that 30% marker, as it will fall at 28.
Dude, but look at Iceland's ult, right? They have literally 5 available. Latvia did use that rush, but they're not able to get the job done. And so also a little bit behind in terms of their DPS ults. It's going to come down to this Captive Stun and this Panopticon. Iceland have everything in the arsenal, though. This could just be a wipe if Iceland wants to make it so. But they have to make sure not to over-ult. Otherwise, their economy is going to be skewed.
We'll see, as Orion is already going to get rid of one. Trying to find the direct. Can't find it quite yet, as we'll find one on their own. Gripka already down, and you see everyone just take their quick reset. That's a good call from Latvia. Reset quickly, don't give them even more ult charge.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even that expensive for Iceland. They still have 3 ults in the back pocket. They just used the Nano and the Override. Latvia a little bit behind still in those DPS ults, coming online with the Pulse Bomb and the Override protocol, but this Panopticon has to go massive. I think you need to connect on a 1, and then that bubble has to become pretty much useless, or this Pulse Bomb is going to have to do nothing from the side of Iceland. Ooh, a nice nade. Whoa, that's going to be Suzu out early. Oh,
yeah, definitely so. And poor nades right there. It's going to pretty much separate everybody. Panopticon comes online. It catches on to at least 1, but I think Grikachu took a little bit of advantage of that, as Orion is still cleaning things up right here. And now with us at the 90% marker, plenty of death still coming through. Bring it on. Needs to find somebody with this connection, unfortunately. Has found not, as I don't even know if they get a contestation. They get the nice pick on the Grinkachu, but is there a touch? The answer is yes, but can they sustain through it?
It doesn't look like it. There's nothing on the table. They are swapping over to that ball, but I mean, your Kiriko's already taken out the equation. Pulse Bomb's not gonna. Just kidding. Shinzu gonna roll directly on top of it. So you know that is a little bit of an interesting situation, and it looks like Iceland just need to get up a couple more cleanups, and they will take the first round. Or the second round, excuse me, taking us to the 3rd sub point.
Yeah, that will do that right there. Brilliant to see, as that's not good. We'll see how this ends up going down. Mouse, now is the time for you to not go out. It's time for you to lock in, as that 3rd round is done and dusted away. We'll have to wait and see how this ends up going down, as I have to massively speed forward now, but looks like
oh yeah, are you behind?
Only slightly. We're probably fine now.
14. I can't really see the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think we're about as synced up as we can be. So if we stay as we are, should end up being fine. But either way, here we are, 3rd one downtown, going to finish things off. And hey, we're sticking with the ball here for Havical. And honestly, after that display, you can't really blame him, can you?
Yeah, you definitely cannot, as we are going to see an instant setup here. Also, because he's going to be over on Symmetra, and actually going to be on the Symmetra. Definitely interesting. We'll have to see if that can... Oh, just kidding. They're going to swap back over to the Tracer. Just a little bit of an interesting TP in order to get a lot of the players from Iceland onto this high ground here. I like this positioning, and Latvia don't really have anything to answer with.
No, they just really don't, and that's kind of the concerning part of this entire nature right here. But we'll see what they're able to do. Again, ball is in, big slam over on to Buns, and they're going to be done pretty quickly for that matter. It's the big separation, and it's Chrissy just following up immediately. I think this is what Iceland has shown to be good at in the past, and they're showing so right here as well. As the point momentarily, I don't know how it goes to Latvia on that one moment in time, but it's theirs. But it looks like it might be theirs temporarily, but no, it's a big time clutch. As now my stream is the one freezing consistently, but I think we're pretty fine as is, as they're gonna be able to clean things up, and at the moment looks like they should be able to restabilize.
I'm amazed that Latvia is able to clutch that out. I mean, they down a couple of players, and they're just this Domina is doing such a good job of just walking the objective. It's so like funny to say that, but they're just doing a really good job of playing the objective, getting these captures, getting these flips as soon as possible. So now they're going to start building up percentages in terms of ult and in terms of the point. As now it's going to be a little bit of a daunting challenge for Iceland to really get engaged here.
Yeah, it is a little daunting of a task right here, as Latvia do have the sustainability to really hang in here, but already Shinzu forced into the corner. They need to just throw all their pressure into Shinzu right now and just try to burn them away. Mines is going to cause separation. Shinzu eventually gone, but I don't know if the damage has been done already. You may lose out on the tank here, but Havakul is about to fall over, and it feels like everything that you were able to build up for Iceland is down the drain right now.
Dude, somehow, like, despite Iceland getting these first couple of picks and using their ultimates first, Latvia just stay alive longer, and I cannot figure out why. Because I just feel like there's so many situations in which Stellar or Bring It On just find a random pick, and I don't understand it.
I couldn't even begin to tell you. But they're going to invest further. Why not? Catches onto one body. To be fair, it's one you're perfectly fine with right there, as they're going to be able to stay alive for now. But it's going to be a run in here from Orion, who's able to get rid of two. Is not a happy camper right now, as it's going to result in a third one here. Orion cleaning up house, flipping over at 91%. But still, if you're Latvia, you are still, I say, rather pleased with how that fight ends up going down with all the progress that you've gotten.
Yeah, really good stuff here from the side of Iceland in order to get the job done. Nano comes through, and so does the Override Protocol. Latvia did commit both of their support ults in that situation. This Panopticon has a chance to go absolutely massive here. That's the real question. Is it going to keep going nuclear, or is this going to be a situation in which Iceland is going to be able to hold for a little bit more percentage? They cannot lose another fight, otherwise that's going to be the map for Latvia.
Yeah, the crazy display. We'll see which way it goes down. Bring It On, who has been really impressive to me already. It's in a good scenario. You see the dive with Havakul on that Winston, trying to burn away anybody, but nobody stunned out. So now it might come down to Crazy or Shinzu to find the big blows here to push them through, as pressure being delivered over on it to the point. But Crizzy still waiting for that perfect moment. That pulse bomb is so integral. They loop around. There's the big body in the ocean right there, but unfortunately, no fish are found. Still, Orion is the one that's going to be cleaning some bodies up. But one thing to take a note is that there is a temporary flip that comes through. So while it is Iceland that takes the point, they do lose out on an easy 10% right there.
Yeah, it's just such an interesting thing, because Latvia just keeps walking to the objective, and Iceland keeps letting the flip happen for free. Sure, it's okay because you do manage to win the fight out, but I mean, if you lose a couple players and that dangerous flip comes through, that could be an overtime situation in which you're not able to come out on top of. So Iceland don't have anything in the back pocket. This Panopticon has to go massive for Latvia in order to secure this map win. Otherwise, this is last fight territory, and they're going to be really close to this Override Protocol.
Very much so. It's going to come down to this final fight right here, and it is all about, like I said, Orion having that Override Protocol ready to go. Havakul around the corner as well. Priority to stay alive is definitely a must up there. Orion Let's Lose gets hit with the Panopticon. It's perfectly timed coming through. Pulse thrown in. It causes separation. Now Iceland, Havakul has to go absolutely nuclear here in a moment. Is going to be able to commit to does not get the touch, though, as you see them try to run away. Gets rid of their second one of the fight. Needs to find a third really badly. It's all about throwing everyone into a corner, trying to burn away the Kiriko if possible. You're going to run and get the third. Havakul is going wild on this fight. Gets three. And Latvia tries they might. It's just the DPS hanging about. It flips over. Stellar Buns, the only two touches potentially available. One is done. The cat is running for their very livelihood, but touch they shan't. Iceland clutch up big time and take your first map.
Wow, that is as close a series as we've seen so far. I mean, a beautiful Panopticon to shut down the Override Protocol, but it doesn't matter at the very end of the day. Just a really good showing from both of these teams. I mean, we got to see Orion. Look at this ult from. Wait, it's not even their ult from Orion. I thought it was gonna be the 3K from Orion, but no, just two random neutral kills, and then just a ton. Wow, that's a lot of. Dude, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. Oh my god. It's been a little bit of insanity this far, quite frankly. to be fair, that's way closer than I had originally imagined, but I am so happy it ended up being that close, that Latvia put up that much of a fight, because some names that I have never seen before, they are genuinely impressing me here in this outing right here, especially Bring It On, who I felt like was doing a ton. Stellar had really good pulse bombs. Shinzu had really good awareness as well, especially again the Panopticon that not only like set them up for like the big fight win all the way back on Mecha Base, but also the one to shut down Orion, who had just popped the Panopticon. And if you're stuck in that with the protocol, there's nothing you can do. You use that, you're gonna die. If you don't use it, probably gonna die.
You're
left
gonna
with
die.
no
Part 2.
options.
Yeah, I completely agree. A little bit of an update. Czech did take that first map off of Bahrain, already in the middle of their second map. Here, I'm gonna transition my stream over to it. You don't have to, of course, as we do have a little bit of time in between matches for Iceland and Latvia. I mean, Czech are about to take this third point right now, which could be the sentence or the showing right. Wow. Sorry, I just watched a high noon kill 3.
It's been crazy thus far. And to be fair, for Czech, I would fully expect them to go in here and just make it happen. But to be fair, it's being made a little difficult for them right now. Because to be fair, you never want to underestimate any team this weekend. You have no right to do that, no matter who you are. So we'll see. We're still hanging about. Mega Ninja, look at you. Look at you.
Look at me go.
Look at you go.
No,
Oh, my sweet gentle Jesus.
Huh. That's going to be a fight win for Bahrain. Holy Toledo. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man, I should have had that over there. That's insane right there. Good
Wow. I mean, this one's going back and forth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Plus, I get to see some good, honest Reinhardt gameplay. So, definitely an interesting one to show. Oh, why did you pin in here? Oh, it doesn't matter. There's a blizzard up. Never mind. It's fine.
Yeah, everything's chill. There's a Shatter online as well. That's definitely going to get 4 people. I don't know why I wouldn't, It's Earth Shatter.
Ooh, nice
it's supposed... Yeah.
All right, don't talk to me until I've had my fat shatter. That's what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, I'm a guy that either hits 4 or hits 0. There's no in between. Sorry.
So real.
Unless I really hate you. Unless I really hate your guts, then I might solo slam you.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Sometimes I'll do it. Like sometimes I'll do when we were doing scrims in between the B and C team, I would just sometimes solo shatter somebody just to prove a point, which I thought was very funny. But we'll have to find out. Windows there. Oh, big shatter! Oh, big shatter! Big shatter!
Thank God. There we go. Wait, did I just see what? Did the copyright? Oh God.
No, God. Everybody.
No.
Get down.
Why have you done
Everybody
this?
get down. Oh my.
Oh
Lord.
my
okay,
God.
Czech used everything though. Wait, they're so poor. Everybody's so poor.
They're so poor. That's crazy.
Oh God. I mean, what? You're gonna be coming up on a blizzard and a rally for the side of Bahrain? That's it?
Yeah, basically.
Unless my goat Graka here can go nuclear with this Reinhardt play.
Or
That's not a good start for Bahrain.
Oh my goodness.
Kill the Malga?
Just kill the Malga.
Kill the Malga forehead? Just kill the Malga forehead?
Be really smart. Honestly, it's a good idea if you really think about it for like 2 seconds.
Obito on this Genji is disgusting. Like, how did you just find 2 out of nothing? Like, hello? I mean, it is going to be Czech taking it in the end, but I mean, okay, that's going to be the set done for that one. But we'll go back over here. Check this one out real quick. Nope, that's one going to also be done. Okay, yeah, Estonia took that one too. Okay, so the last one for the set is going to be Iceland versus Latvia. That's going to be the last one for the set, and then we will get our announcements going.
Yeah, and yeah, let's just have to wait on this game to conclude, and then we'll be there, and then we'll be locked in. We can get our 4th set of the weekend going on, and hey, it's been fun so far. I imagine it's going to get even more entertaining from here on out. We got plenty of people in the chat as well enjoying this. Love to have y'all here. But I didn't realize, Bunny, thank you very much for the wait like that, Bunny? Am I thinking of the right Bunny? I don't know. It might be.
Bunny Lesbian is a fire name, actually.
Yeah, okay.
God, you have so many fans in your chat.
I'm happy to have everybody here. I don't know, like, low-key, like, as we're gonna get this thing going, but, like, I don't know. We've been working hard the last year. I'm happy that it pays off to any degree whatsoever. But, hey, you know what we're seeing right now on display? Not only the double Sigma, which makes my heart just so happy, but it looks like we could potentially be seeing the Sierra for the very first time, which for me will be my first time casting the character. Oh no, Chrissy, don't do this to me!
I have bad news for you. Oh, my mom is a fan. Thank you, Mom. Will the other matches get set up before this one is over?
No, they have to wait until this one is done. They absolutely
so this is the last one right now. I mean, like, even if this goes map 3,
yeah,
like,
this is like the last game to Swiss, and you absolutely have to wait for this one to be done.
Okay, cool. All right. Interesting comps, also, real quick. Orion on that Widowmaker. We'll have to see if that can come out into fruition. Pretty normal composition from the set of Latvia. Probably another Lucio ban taken off the board here, and maybe a Domina ban, also, considering both of these teams are on Sigma, but we'll have to find out here. I mean, just to estimate what these bans are.
Yeah, honestly, we'll figure it out as... man, why am I getting the lag? This is kind of crazy. Why is it hitting me so hard? We'll find out. But ultimately, hey, you're hanging around here. It's interesting having the Zen. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. Okay, very, very interesting. Okay, sorry. Fudark, I'll stop talking. I'm sorry, buddy. I'll never speak again on the Zen.
Oh my god. I mean, those are 2 nice shots. Oh my god. I mean, I can't, you know the meme is like, analyze this? Yeah, that's what I kind of had to do there, because I mean, it's just the Zenyatta just dinking you immediately, and so a little bit of an interesting situation, but some more members of Iceland are going to be falling, and so it's going to allow Latvia to kind of take a little bit more space towards this first objective cap.
100% so, and now going to keep on trucking forward still. Shinsu in a bit of a rough scenario is going to be able to block out all that beam damage and stick around in there. But now they're coming back into this fight. Big stickies throwing out there. Getting a copy with Chrissy would be so massive. And remember, with the most recent Echo changes, remember, the Echo can now copy her own allies as well. So if you wanted to go in there and maybe you want to go ahead and copy and have double Widowmaker for all we know, who cares? You have plenty of options ready for you. But I imagine you're going to try to copy this Sigma, but unfortunately, they're going to be falling one after another. This is a quick take here for Latvia.
Yeah, really good showing there from Latvia in order to get the job done. They don't even have to commit any ults. We do see Havakul going to swap over to that Winston now. 4 minutes on the 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, and for that time refresh as I mean, Latvia have all the advantages in the world, and look at how far approached up they're going to be going into the second point already. The Sigma is going to be doing wonders over on this angle. Just going to get to poke out as much as possible. It could even go for an early flux here, potentially.
Potentially so. We'll see what ends up happening here as Katasan ready for Buns, and hey, hoping it goes well. Again, we saw quite a little bit of good play from them before in that initial map as they're going to throw through. Managed to hit this support line in the back. Unfortunately, while they're going to blow up a little bit, it's only going to be able to get rid of one ultimately. We'll see if it's going to be enough, as Iceland is doing a lot to try to win this one right here. Override Protocol might get ready for Chrissy, but it's just going to barely miss out on it as Latvia is still hanging around in here.
That'd be cool. Does find one, but a flux onto that Winston is going to shut that down almost instantaneously. And this entire time, Latvia are still getting pushed onto the objective, which is a really nice showing. This Echo is going to try to go in for a contest. The window is going to be good across the angle, trying to pressure out that Sigma from that nice angle. Get forced off that high ground from the grenades, from the Emre. And right now, it's just kind of a brawl to try to see if they can stabilize. There's 3.5 minutes left on the clock, and Iceland going to be having their monkey come back here. Doesn't have a lot of ultimates on the board, dude. This rush could go absolutely massive here.
Yeah, Casino Rush is available, and it's going to run down Orion and Fudark Kawari in not good positions for what has been thrown their way. Fudark has to pretty much go on the full run. He needs to get a bit of care, and that is what they will eventually get. There's no casualties quite yet to use from Latvia that unfortunately don't find any full results, but it's going to just be the straight-up accretion from Shinzu. Now gets rid of 2, and Havakul is in there, and honestly, there's a Primal Raging Monkey. I do not want to be in that room right there. It already gets rid of 1, forcing bodies around, and with this still hanging around, which, by the way, this entire time, they've been stalling the point. It is only now making, like, any sense of progress.
Yeah, Shinzu gonna be able to get that monkey down yet again, trying to look for a boulder, but so much HP lost from the side of the Sigma. Falls to the Echo Beam, and so that is gonna be, I think, Latvia finally giving up this first initial fight. Nice shots from Crizzy. Dude, Crizzy is definitely a standout player from this Iceland squad.
Listen, I was speaking truth, you know? I was speaking truth nukes the other day. Crizzy, that was popping off big time, and we're seeing it here right now. But to be fair, Stellar, Bring It On are not making it easy whatsoever right here. Crizzy gets jump scared for a moment, by the way, as Gripka eventually just kind of have to get out of there, as Latvia ready for their big fight. And to be fair, with the Flux around the corner, Havoc needs to be watching their back.
I mean, this Kiriko taking down Crizzy, another one. That's going to be a duplicate onto that back line, trying to get something done. Not going to be able to find anything. Already forced out of position. Shinzu, though, however, not going to have enough care in the world now because it's just an Alari. Stellar also dropping incredibly low. This Tracer does go for a little bit of a contesting, but it doesn't matter all too much as right now Crizzy's just going to fly, escort them out safely as a minute and 40 left on the clock.
Yeah. They've just been like full shutdown ever since they got to that like second corner through that overpass. So it's been really difficult since then. So it is down to Shinzu to kind of create the opening. And realistically, the opening comes from taking Havoc out of this fight. But it's going to be Orion who's going to waste absolutely no time as this fight is over before it even began. As Shinzu is just in a really rough spot. It's just going to be finished off here very shortly as Vahens is the only one to officially get out of this fight alive as Iceland have been burning away this clock.
Yeah, that Alari dropping incredibly low, going to be able to stabilize for right now, but taken dangerously low. But it is a minute left on the clock. Iceland's going to be coming up on a couple of their own ults, but Latvia have the Flux and have both support ults alongside an override protocol. So this definitely could go either way. If Iceland can stall just for their own ult to be built in time, then that's going to be a different... Oh, nice 2 shots there from the Alari to shut down Crizzy, who's been going nuclear. This could be a really bad start here for Iceland.
That it very well could be. We'll see what ends up coming over to form as we're still hanging around in here right now. Havoc trying to find literally anybody right now, but nobody is showing their faces. Vahens gets pushed around and it might go down, but it's a good pick. Unfortunately, you are going to fall over, and now you focus on getting a regroup for one more touch.
Yeah, both of the support ults are available for the side of Iceland here, but the Sigma is going to cause such a little bit, or cause such a big issue in terms of getting to the objective. They can't really push from the side. They could go for that lower angle. Crizzy going to be dangerously close to having that ult. There's the beat coming through from Greengachu, and now Crizzy, don't die! No, you had ultimate! Both support ults have been utilized. Orion taken down. The Flux is good, connects onto the Kiriko in the bottom. Not going to be able to finalize that kill over. The Lucio barely alive. Orion taken down. It's 2 left, but Further Arc and Hoppercool have final pick, but they don't touch, and it's a C9 and a time reset for Latvia.
Yeah, that's a little rough, all things considered. And I mean, what do you say to that? Genuinely, like I don't know what you say. Big stick on a Hoppercool, I guess, but the thing is that they're gonna be able to push this thing forward anyway. And hey, Iceland, they're getting so close, but like you feel like they should have won that fight, right?
Yeah, they should have. I think.
It's a little bit of a problem, and now Latvia is again broke as all hell. They don't have anything on the table for them. They're 45 to a captain stun. That's it. There's only 50 seconds left on the clock. This could go dangerously wrong for them. We do see that duplicate automatically used, pushed up. This Flux is almost coming online here. It's going to be going online here any second now, and they're going to be using it onto that Sigma. What's their sensitivity? I need to know. Tactical takes down 1, and it looks like it's going to be a fight win for the side of Iceland.
Yeah, big accretion over onto Shinzu, but Kabi eventually is going to run out. They're going to burn through Shinzu eventually, and yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock. You have 2 beautiful ultimates going this fight, and Latvia would be lucky to get the Cat of Sun online.
Yeah, I mean, they just have to make sure their Kiriko stays alive, or not their Kiriko, their Alari stays alive as physically long as possible. Otherwise, this could be a daunting challenge for them, not having anything on the board. But the override protocol is going to be utilized almost instantaneously. Bring It On and Stellar already down. There's no DPS left. Captive Stun not online in time, and that is going to be just a Diva left to touch as Shinzu trying their best to stabilize. Already low on HP. It's going to be a little bit of a difficult task in order for them to even get any more meterage on the board.
I don't know. We can't use duration how close that spawn is, by the way. The Havoc is currently harassing the back line. While you are going to be burnt a little bit, I mean, the Primal Winston does not care for who you are or what you do. It's just going to keep smacking people around, make it just Stellar hanging around on the point, and the cooldowns for everybody coming back is just so disastrously long. So this is going to end here. 42 meters, 8 to third point, which, to be fair, for Havana, that's pretty respectable.
That is definitely not a bad time bank to have on the board. I think that you're definitely okay with that if you are the side of Latvia, but now it's going to be up to Iceland to get the job done. Are we going to go to another map, or is this a situation in which we'll be seeing, another kind of quick map so that we can get underway with our next set? That's the real question. As we do see these stat lines really cool. Half a cool 20 and 6 is crazy, actually. Big shout out to the tank player for Iceland.
That is genuinely insane. Krizzy is not too far behind either. Bringing on Shinzu also pretty up there as well. Shinzu has mitigated almost 15,000 damage. My God. Oh yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's never fun. I had a game the other day when we were doing a CGL match. I think I had I have to look back at the stats, but it was like something in the realm of like nearly 40,000 mitigation. I was suffering. It's not a fun time.
Are you the tank player for the CGL team?
Yes. Very much
okay,
so.
okay. Yeah, as a tank player, I know exactly what you go through, and yeah, that is 40k is a large margin of mitigation. As we don't see any compositional swaps here, Iceland going to stick to that Winston composition because he's going to be still on that Echo, and Latvia also on the same comp, so we'll have to see if it works out in their favor.
Sure, we'll find out very quickly what the case is going to be as just tries to throw in the nade and get a little bit of charge, honestly. Oh, not the charge, the accretion, one may say. But either way, I like it. Latvia, I've seen they have not been afraid to be a more aggressive team because it feels like they kind of have to be in the setting that they're in, but we'll see what they bring to the table as Half Cool back on this Winston is going to be difficult to deal with. But to be fair, they're just going to soft rotate to the high ground.
Yeah, really good rotation there in order to maintain a little bit of space. And Grikachu already, however, taken down, so that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Iceland to push in. This Winston, however, going to be able to get a nice trade onto that backline, and Shinzu no longer going to have the support left to stabilize. And so a little bit of contesting coming through from that Tracer, but they're going to fall, and that's going to be Iceland pushing this objective incredibly close to that first point.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Krizzy, again, has been really impressive. Havakul is pushing everybody back, and unfortunately, a weird area to be in, but Stickies will not connect. So Iceland, good scenario for them right there. They're building up to a couple of good ultimates already, and now Latvia just have to throw themselves over on this point where Shinzu just has to try to survive for as long as humanly possible and hope that Bring It On Stellar can find somebody here quickly, because already Shinzu's had to back off of the point. They're lucky that they haven't had multiple bodies on this point to already force the takeaway, as you're gonna copy the Sigma to make sure you don't get hit with the accretion and get taken out, as Krizzy, trying to find somebody, has found plenty though, as they've gotten the one they needed. Grikachu more than happy to finish off some bodies, and Krizzy, while you're not gonna get a flux, trust me, your job has been done, and it has been done well.
Yo, I need to know what Krizzy's sensitivity is. I swear to God, every time they go for a Stickies on Echo, it looks like they're having a seizure. I remember when my sense used to be along those lines. But, I mean, look, this is going to be a little bit of a daunting fight now for Latvia. The time bank is so massive for the side of Iceland, and you did get held really well on that second point. So Latvia have to kind of mimic that in its entirety. Otherwise, this could be the end of the series right here, right now.
Hey, very well could be. We'll find out what ends up going down here as we have 420 left on this clock. Tons to work with right here. And Havakul is currently neck deep in the backline, but to be fair, may not care too much. As Kasuna rush down their face. Okay, now you might be caring a little bit about getting out of that one alive, as Havakul is not going to make it out. Stellar, nice pulse. Bring It On, gets the double with the nade right there. And finally, Iceland are going to be stopped, but a lot of the damage has already been done.
Yeah, really good fight there from Latvia. They did have to use a couple of ults to get the job done, but you're okay with that since Iceland did use that rush that is available to them. So now Iceland have a chance to continue on this push. They have the primal, they have the override protocol. Both sides have the override protocol, and the captive son also going to be a little bit of a dangerous situation to be in. We'll have to find out who can make it out on top here.
Gonna be on display soon, as we do see the double override protocol. Orion gets taken out quickly, just neither find anything. No cigar whatsoever, as Havakul is still in there, but I feel like you can't really, I would say you can't force an agenda here, but you're gonna try. But the thing is, you need to get down Grava right now. Great tracking right there, as it looks like Iceland is indeed gonna turn this one around. And now the bright side is, you can, well, actually you can't really stagger out the D.Va all that much, but they'll be able to regroup one more time. They're going to have the Captive Sun here, but Gringachu having that beat is, it could be devastating.
Yeah, that beat is going to determine a lot of things right here, right now. As, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting task in order for Latvia to take this because of how close the third point cap needs to be. Oh, that's not good.
That is a copy onto an Alari. To be fair, it's hanging around. Unfortunately, it's not going to get anything as Mun's just going to finish out the fight. Yeah, that is an unfortunate circumstance. It's even more unfortunate that Shinzu's now going to have to use this right here. Shinzu is going to not make it through it. Havoc will somehow dies to the bomb. I don't know how that happens, but now you just have to push in here and try to make it happen. Unfortunately, with all the reinforcements coming back, this doesn't look super winnable here for Iceland, but Orion is trying to prove me wrong. Has already gotten rid of 2 as the recall has come through from Stellar. Right around the corner, though, is Shinzu. Is going to be able to touch with less than 5 meters to go. Stellar now, pulse bomb in hand, watching the rest of the team slowly fall over one after another. They're there for the touch. Unfortunately, it's not going to matter one dang bit. Iceland are now going to have 3.5 minutes to win one single fight.
Yeah, this one fight is going to be the most telling of them all. I mean, you don't have to go far whatsoever. You just need to make it a little bit towards that third objective. It'd be a little bit of a different story if they didn't have to go all too far, but this is a pretty close objective. So, you know, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge here as Latvia are already in a bad position to get the job done. Override protocol also on the side of Iceland might be something that needs to shut down everybody instantaneously. Shinzu, the only chance of that not getting any value. But we'll have to find out, of course, as we do approach this final fight, potentially, as Iceland approach with a lot of ults on the table.
We'll see what goes down. They gotta be able to go in and get some kind of touch. Only 4 meters left. Could be surrounding them and Iceland from getting their first win for the World Cup as Shinzu close to getting bursted down, has the single heals of Elucio on their side. They might be down to Stellar, bring it on, both ultimates available. You cannot wait to use these. You have to let this loose and try to find literally anything as bring it on back into the fight. Be able to push them back, but 2 meters to 1 meters, they eventually get the touch, but they're falling one after another. No abilities left. All the ultimates have been expended. Iceland gonna clean up shop here, and they're gonna get their first win of the World Cup.
Really good showing there from the side of Iceland in order to get the job done and make their standing a 1-2 situation. Latvia now, unfortunately, going to have a little bit of a challenge ahead of them. They're going to be 0-3 now. So we can take a look at the standings here, but let's look at this play of the game first. Yo, I want to see the play of the game. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, by the way, I don't know if you saw 38 elims for half a cool.
38? Golly.
38.
Oh, yes, the primal off the map is a really good showing. But yeah, that's gonna be it for that for right now. And we'll transition back over to me as let's look at the Wikipedia. Let's take a look at the standings. We do have. All right, so let's take a look. Let's get a recap going. South Africa, Germany, and Poland